The big news this week is that Spotify have announced a lossless tier that will be forthcoming at some point in 2021. I'll be covering that in another video because it needs more time. However, in this video, I would like to discuss 4 other important stories in the audiophile world this week. Q Acoustics. A few weeks ago, we looked at their Q Active 200 streaming loudspeaker. When we did so, they were not room ready, but this week they have been certified as room ready. So that means we no longer need to use Chromecast or AirPlay to stream from a Roon server to the hub, the Q Acoustics hub that talks to the loudspeakers. And that also means theoretically we get better sound quality because when using Roon RAT, that's Roon's own streaming protocol, the streaming endpoint controls the timing of the stream. It's asynchronous in that respect. This Roon Ready update is available as a free firmware download, so no cost to Q Acoustics Q Active 200 owners. Peachtree Audio. This week they've announced the imminent availability of something called the preDAC. And this is exactly what you might think. It's a preamplifier with a DAC inside. It's intended to be partnered with their Peachtree's AMP 500, but you could connect it to pretty much any power amplifier of your choosing using the balanced XLR connectors on the back. We could also use the single-ended connectors to connect it to our amplifier, but Peachtree's notes on this suggest that that's for introducing a subwoofer into the system. Also on the back panel are a set of single-ended inputs, analog inputs, so line level. There's also a moving magnet phono input, and then there are digital inputs, which include a USB for computers and streamers, but also a USB for iOS devices. Now the DAC circuit inside is built around an ESS Sabre Pro 9000 chip. Now I say this with the slight reservation that we should not judge any DAC based upon its chip. But this was in the news release notes for this preDAC, and Peachtree are keen to point out that this is an 8-channel DAC where 4 channels each are used to decode the left and right stereo channels of the audio signal. High-res nerds will want to know that the USB input is capable of decoding up to 32-bit 384 kilohertz and DSD up to DSD 256. And also, and this is easy to miss with these Peachtree products, is that they have a dedicated headphone amplifier inside. And we should also note that Peachtree Audio makes some of the most attractive hi-fi products on the market. Now the preDAC is available now or soon and will sell for $2,500 US. What do you buy the streaming audiophile who has everything already sorted? You might want to consider a new product from Innuos. It's called the PhoenixNET. This is a network switch that aims to reduce the amount of electrical noise going into a streaming audio hi-fi system via the Ethernet input. Innuos' press release tells us that they're using several methods of attack. The first is that there are no switching regulators inside this network switch. The second is that there are isolation transformers on every RJ45 connection point. And the third is that there are no LEDs inside. But more than that, and perhaps most importantly of all, Innuos have taken the clocking and the power supply sections from their statement and put them into this new PhoenixNET. So that means an OXCO clock, 25 megahertz, powered by power supplies designed by Dr. Sean Jacobs. The PhoenixNET will sell for $3,500 US or 2,750 euros. NAD, MDC. This is where the Canadian manufacturer are making good on their promise of modular construction for their amplifiers. This week, NAD have announced the availability of an MDC USB module. That might sound a little bit complicated, but basically what it does is in amplifiers that support the MDC system, you can just slot in the board without having to sort of sell your existing amp and buy a new one. It's a bit like putting a a sound card or a graphics card into a PC. Now, what does this MDC USB plug-in board do? Well, it introduces an asynchronous USB input that is capable of PCM up to 24192 and DSD up to DSD 256, but that is actually converted to PCM 24192. Now, this board is compatible with the M32, M33 that we reviewed last year, also the M12. And also on the preamplifier front, the MDC USB module can be fitted into the C368 and the C388. And that shipping now, it sells for $499 US or euros. So those are the latest developments in the hi-fi world. I'll see you in the next video. That's it.